Hello, my name is Marilos Reyes, and today I will be talking about the difference between a clause and a phrase, and also I will be telling you how to identify dependent and independent clauses. And I will be including the subordinated conjunctions as part of a complex sentence. Let's start. The difference between a phrase and a clause is that a phrase is a related group of words that work together as a unit, but they do not have a subject and they do not have a verb. And a clause is a group of words that does have a subject and doesn't have a verb. So basically that's the difference between them. You just have to remember that a phrase, it doesn't have a verb and it doesn't have a subject, and a clause does it has. Okay, now that we know the difference between them and that we know what is a clause, let me tell you that there are two types of clauses, and those are dependent and independent clauses. How can we identify those two types of clauses? Let me tell you that an independent clause, it's a sentence that has a subject and a verb, as I said before, and requires no extra information to be understandable. That means that makes sense by itself, and it's a completely thought or a complete idea. And a depend clause cannot stand alone because it doesn't have all the necessary information to make a completely sentence. Also, a dependent clause starts with a subordinated conjunction such as while, before, after, since, also, and, in order to, etc. Now let's talk about subordinated conjunctions as part of a complex sentence. Complex sentence involves combining two clauses with a subordinated conjunction. The subordinated conjunction makes a clause unstable, so it needs a second clause to complete its meaning. For example, let's say after her father reads her a story, the clause do not make sense by itself. It leaves us with the question, what happened after the story? It is an example of a dependent clause because, as you can see, it starts with a subordinating conjunction, which is after, and a dependent clause must be paired or unit with this sentence with this clause, to achieve its full meaning or to be understandable. For example, let's say after her father reads her a story, Martha goes to sleep. Now, as you can see, it's understandable, and also you need to know that there are two methods for creating complex sentences. Both use subordinating conjunctions. One puts the independent clause first, and this one needs to have a comma, and the other one puts the dependent clause first. It can be in both sides, put the independent clause first or put the dependent clause first. But remember that if you put the independent clause first, it needs to have a comma. Thank you.